Well, I think this is going to work. It's been so long. And I also have no idea if I'm recording audio. Hey, friends, it's Andy. Surprise. I've been putting off doing this video for a while, and reasons are following. But first off, keep your hat on is still a thing, and it's going to remain a thing. I know it's been a while, and there are a number of reasons why. And, obeying HIPAA, I will say that there were a number of health things. There are a number of health things. And to some of those people experiencing those health things, hang strong. The future of the hats. Now, when I started this back in 21, I had a vision for what it would be. And, for the most part, that vision, that's what it turned into.
You sure about that?
But I will say this, that there's room for improvement, and, we got a handful of followers, right? You guys hang out, you listen or watch. And for those people who did stick around and are sticking around, we appreciate you. Making sure my neighbor's not sneaking up on me. The one thing I am really mindful of in this day and age, political climate, I don't know. I don't want to contribute noise. That's actually really important to me. I don't want to increase the static and mess with the signal to noise ratio of life any more than it is. And part of that is due to the fact that, one of the things that I envisioned this web series, okay, this radio show without a radio, this television show without a television, is I wanted it to be a safe harbor, a respite for those of us who are just finding ourselves with like negative spoons, a place where people can just come out, maybe hear some interesting conversation, maybe hear some points of view that you might not get in another place. And I still want that. And I still think that that's important. But one of the things that is going to be changing, and I don't quite know what this change will be yet, but I personally, and Ty and I have talked about it, and Dr. Mark and Chris will agree that at times we get a little bit too wandery, okay? And we step on each other. And, some of us more than others. Hi. Part of that is because every bus needs a driver. But the other part of it is because we've got 4 people with 4 different opinions and 4 different points of view, and we all want to say what we want to say. Now, that's completely and utterly normal, but that can get really noisy. Now, we're going to try a few things, and some of these things might be experiments. They might be one-and-done things that we try, and we go, yeah, not really. That's not our vibe. Oops, sorry. I'm about to knock everything. I'm out in my shop, obviously. But, we're going to try some things, and we're going to see if we can't bring the message up and the noise down a little bit for you guys. It also might be that we change the amount of time in an episode. We run an hour-ish, right? And I don't know if that's going to change. That should change. Do you guys want that change? I don't know any of these things. So to kind of cut myself short, see, practice, we're going to be trying some new things, and we'll like your opinions if you watch or listen. At the end of the day, though, the most important thing, and I got to be really careful when I say this, okay? Because I deeply value the time and the intellectual investment that my friends Mark and Ty and Chris have given me over the last 4 years we've been doing this. I want to make sure that what we're putting out is a decent quality. Now, again, if you think back to the OG season or two, there was a lot of video editing, there were visual gags and all this business, and that ratcheted down over the course of time. Now, again, many of you know out there that I did voice work for many years and media production. And there are parts of me, I really enjoy that. I have since retired from that grind. And the one thing that many people out there don't know, I mentioned it vaguely over the past couple seasons, is that producing this show takes a lot of time. Even with artificial intelligence tools, and I should say, I use them and they can help. But at the end of the day, pretty much for every single minute of the show that you either listen to or watch, it's 5 minutes of my time to produce. It's about a 5-to-1 ratio.
Okay, I am severely out of practice. Hey, everybody, it is video editor Andy, and I just wanted to jump in here really quickly and make a correction. I misspoke, and I got that number wrong by like a factor of 3. For every 1 minute of KYHO content you see, on average, it takes about 15 minutes to edit. And that is a simple edit that doesn't include anything like graphics or B-roll or stock footage or any of the other fun stuff. That is literally simply just cutting out silence, moving things around, and visually editing for continuity. And that is also with just one camera. Now, you take the footage of the 4 of us together and you can multiply that by a factor of 4. It is really, really kind of gnarly. Anyways, back to other past me.
And as you also may know, I've made no vagaries of my mental health struggles over the last number of years. And part of that mental health struggle has been the sheer amount of time I spend looking at a screen. And now, I'll probably put a picture of it up here if I choose to edit this at all. I have a really big monitor. It fills my field of view. Now, there's some science that says that that's not a great thing, okay? But science aside, I don't feel like it's good for me. And so I've come out here. I make things. I am a maker. I want to be more of a maker. I want to make more things. And that has helped my mental health more than anything save the proper medications, a supportive life partner, and my caring friends. I owe it to my family and friends to be the happiest, healthiest Andy I can be. And that has suffered a lot over the last 5 years. It's gotten better. It's gotten better. And this space has really helped it get better. So to wrap most of this up, I'm the only one that does any editing. I'm the producer of this product. Now, does that mean that other people can't help me? No. And there are ways in which Ty and Chris primarily have helped me. But at the end of the day, you can only have one producer. You can have associate producers. Those are people that bring in content and other ideas. And while not steering or driving the bus, they might be in the front seat going, hey, over there, let's go over there. So it's always going to be kind of on my shoulders. Now, I am investigating other new production avenues to maybe lighten that load. But I gotta tell you, sitting down and editing a multi-camera show, even if it's like primarily based with Zoom footage, takes a lot of time and effort. And there's still the audio-visual nerd pedantic podcaster part of me that doesn't want to put out a garbage product. We've scaled it back, But at the end of the day, it's still got to be something that's compelling. It's still got to be something that you might put on in the background. And even if you're not watching our smiling faces, you're listening to our smiling voices, you know? So again, just know that I'm trying to find those mechanisms. I'm trying to find those ways forward. And again, I know you might be out there going, it's once a month, dude. Yeah, it is. But I imagine the vast majority of you might not have ADHD.
Squirrel!
That's essentially like being told to run a marathon with lead shoes. It can be really challenging. So just know that I'm still working on stuff, okay? But what I really want to say to all of you is that no matter what the future holds, and right now the future is a very murky place for many of the people in the KYHO family, both primary and extended, some of our very significant listeners and viewers. We want you to know that we'll be back. Probably first week, second week of September, because there's experimenting to do. But I want you guys to know that no matter what, I have valued all of you and your participation in our/my idea. And the struggle is real. For me, for you guys, we attract a certain kind of viewer/listener. Let's not make any allusions to something different. And it is a very difficult time to be someone of good conscience. But here's the thing. People like us, those of you with good consciences, we are now more important than we ever have been. And we have to do what it takes to stay in one piece and get through to the other side, whatever that other side is, so that not only can we build back, but we can build something better. I want something better. I want something better for me and mine, and I want something better for you all. And that means culturally, socially, and frankly, podcasterally.
You sure about that?
Anyways, there'll be more updates. If you're not a member of our Facebook group, that's probably going to be the best way to hear of any updates and or calls to action, because we're going to want even the 17 of you or so that watch and listen. We want your input. You guys keep looking. You guys keep dropping in. I see the metrics on the videos. None of them are 0. Most of them are played through about by half. But we want your input. You're part of this. I want this to be something that you guys feel is answering something for you as well. But until next time, everybody. Keep your hat on, because we may end up miles from here. Talk to you soon, folks. Bye-bye.